Hi, my name is Dina and I'm a guide at Get Set Up. And I want to talk to you a little bit about two things today. One is why I think everyone in this world has creativity inside them. And number two, why making art is so good for you. So why do I think everyone has creativity inside of them? Well, I want to start with a wonderful quote by Picasso. Picasso's kind of a big deal, right? He says, and I'm going to read, "Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain one once we grow up." How true is that? We start very early in life being imaginative. We give a child a stick, we give them some dirt. They can play for hours. I used to do that when I was a kid all the time. I loved being outside and making mud pies and playing in the dirt and the sand because I had this huge imagination. Then we give a child some crayons and they don't care about what they're drawing, they just draw. And that's because they're seeing art in their brain and they're putting it on paper. And then as we age and we become a little bit more conscious of who we are, we start worrying about things. We start worrying about, is our art good enough? What do people think about me? School, unfortunately, sometimes really pushes academics over art, which is a really unfortunate choice that they are making, but it happens. And if you're lucky enough, maybe you get to take some art classes in high school. If you go to college and you get to take art classes, that's great. But somewhere along the way, your career is going to probably get in the way of you making art. And then you have a family. And then you have all of these things that happen. And art takes a back seat. I don't always think that's a great thing for us. And it leads me to my second topic, and that is, why is it so good for us? There are scientific studies out there that talk about the benefits of art. So we're going to talk about the American Congress of Rehabilitation Medicine. So this is actually a scientific group that has done this. We know that by doing just 45 minutes of art, just 45 minutes, that we're going to reduce your cortisol levels. Cortisol is that hormone that is released when you are stressed. We know that it helps to improve your focus. We know that it helps us to enter into that state where we lose track of space and time in a good way, and we focus in the moment. We don't worry about the past, we don't worry about the future, we worry just about that moment. We don't worry about what happened last week, or that we need to pay this bill, or we have to go to the doctor, or we have to sit in a waiting room for 35 minutes to an hour. Instead, we can focus on ourselves and our mental health just in that moment. We know that it helps to process emotions. It helps us for self-expression. Sometimes as young people, our voice was limited. Now that we're older, it's important that we're able to express who we are, and art helps you to do that. It helps us to imagine a more hopeful future. Isn't that wonderful? I love imagination. Life is hard, the world is hard, but if we do art, we can have a brief moment of a more hopeful future. That is absolutely wonderful. And there's actually science that's going on right now. They're doing a whole lot of studies where they're taking people who have been injured in automobile accidents, had some sort of traumatic brain injury. And not only do we know that it works on the brain, but they're also doing studies right now that it might actually work on the body to do art as well. All these scientific studies are wrapping up just to show you how powerful art is in the world. Here's another thing that I really love. I read an article about this recently and I really love it. You may lose a lot of things as you get older, my friends, but the one thing you will never ever lose is your ability to create. And that has been scientifically proven. How wonderful is that? Art is relaxing and it's a wonderful way to meditate, especially if you have an active brain like me. So grab a paintbrush or grab a pencil, take an art class. Come and join me on Get Set Up and let's unleash that inner artist. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.